Wild Rose.
Yes, look, I mean, so Sophie dug into what works about this film, and my goodness, does this film work very, very cleverly. So you have Jessie Buckley as the starring role. My first encounter with Jessie Buckley was on that, not personal encounter, but becoming aware of her existence was on the talent show that she did with Andrew Lloyd Webber. It was like about 10 years ago or something.
She came second in Mary.
That's right. Now, on that show, she gave one of, if not the greatest TV talent contest performance of all time, which was the Man That Got Away, the Gershwin Torch song from the Judy Garland version of A Star Is Born. She sung that as like, I think it was her sing-off. It was a big kind of climactic number anyway, and it was just amazing. So she has that kind of Star Is Born quality built in. And Wild Rose is just one of those instances where you see this kind of perfect match of talent and role, because the role is about someone who you want to see make it.
Yeah.
You want to see do well in show business. You don't know if they will do well, but you know that they've got the talent and the charisma to do it. I mean, the writing in this is so smart. This is actually Nicole Taylor's first feature script.
Yeah.
So she's won she won a BAFTA for three girls, right, on television, the miniseries. But so it starts out with Rose-Lynn in jail, and she's got on the wall of the cell this map of Nashville. So you've got immediately very cleanly established, the goal where she wants to be, where she is now. And the problem is, as I say, it's not a lack of talent that's holding her back. It's not even a lack of ambition that's holding her back. It's the fact that there's all these kind of circumstances around her which do not lead to fame particularly easily. In terms of class, she's kind of working class and proud, but she has no contacts at all within show business, within media, a way that might get her heard by someone important. She's got no money. She can't just decamp to Nashville and fake it till she makes it kind of thing. She has, of course, a criminal record, specifically for what we find out in the fullness of time. But so she's got this ankle tag to lug around with her, which means she can't stay out and do gigs. She has to pull her cowboy boots on. I mean, again, it's just like the neatness of this. Having the cowboy boot pulled on clumsily over the ankle tag kind of tells you all you need to know about her situation without a word being spoken. And also she has 2 children, and she loves them. She's obviously not been looking after them while she's been in prison. That's been fallen to her mother, who's played beautifully by Julie Walters. But the children have come along too soon. They are restricting again her ability to move around, find work, find gigs where she might be. So she's kind of she's playing at the Grand Ole Opry in Glasgow, and that's about as far as her career will go. And then, of course, Sophie Canero's character comes in and brings with her the advantages of class and of money, and is able to kind of give her some sort of sense of hope that she might actually make it. Now, it is, in a sense, a kind of a straightforward Star Is Born story. It's to the enormous credit of the writing that you never know for 1 second whether she will make it or not. There are no stock characters here. She's not charting this path that you've seen before. People are generally in this film are nice, and they want to see her do well. I mean, Sophie's character, of course, is the kind of alpha example of this, because she is able to lavish this attention and care because she sees something that's worth elevating in Rose-Lynn. But generally, people want to see her do well. People who don't want to see her, or rather have misgivings about her, have misgivings for very good reasons. And she is herself a very exasperating figure. She's anything but a strong female character, right? She's irresponsible. She makes enemies pointlessly. When she's doing the cleaning, because she starts out working as a house cleaner before her talent is kind of unearthed. She's raiding the whiskey cabinet and then, hoovering, as you mentioned, this kind of fantastic hoovering scene where she's going around drunkenly singing at the top of her lungs. But you want to see her do well throughout all of this, and that's kind of what works so well. Also, we should talk about the amazing mother-daughter chemistry between Jessie Buckley and Julie Walters.
Yeah.
There's a particular moment where they're talking about Walters' character kind of constantly looking after these 2 children, and she feels that Rose-Lynn is effectively an absent mother and needs to get past this phase and move on to the next phase of her life, which is looking after the kids and taking a sensible, stable job to make sure things are okay for them. And she has a chip on her shoulder about her daughter kind of constantly chasing this impossible dream. And she says, when I'm cooking for these kids, they don't like my mince.
The mince line.
They don't like my mince. They like your mince. And Rose-Lynn replies, I don't have a mince. My mince is your mince. Now, I'm not being ironic.
No.
That line skewered me like a javelin through the middle.
Same.
I have not heard like the kind of parent-child, maybe it's a Scottish thing, I don't know, but like the Scottish parent-child dynamic, that passing down of like a simple recipe I've only recently, within the last 6 months or so, discovered my mince. My mince was my mum's mince for years.
Yeah.
And I finally...
You've got your own mince.
Anyway, this is a side thing.
Wow.
I'm missing out.
Mince chat.
But this kind of this way of identifying like kind of the absolute, like the core kind of essentials of human nature through this kind of beautifully written and very, very efficient dialogue is very beautifully done. The film is anything but mince, basically, is what I'm trying to say.